Is it time to buy or sell SPDR S&P 500 ETF? In this video, we are diving deep into SPDR S&P 500 ETF. Our initial report was published on our website on Tuesday, the 10th of June, 2025. And now we are here to provide you with an even more detailed analysis. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest analysis. You do not want to miss any crucial updates that could impact your investments. Enhance your trading decisions by trying our newly launched AI stock analysis tool powered by GPT-4 at StockInvest.us. Tap into the power of AI and receive free price predictions and deep analysis for any one among 45,000 companies worldwide today. Please note that this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Since the 27th of May, 2025, our system has ranked the SPDR S&P 500 ETF as a buy candidate, awarding it a score of 4.13. Now, let's examine the ETF's performance during this time frame. The ETF has experienced a gain of 2.02%. This results in an average return of 0.18% per day since it was designated as a buy candidate. The exchange-traded fund has broken through a wide and weak short-term upward trend, indicating an even stronger rate of increase. For any pullback, there will now be support at the threshold of the current trend, which has been breached at $594.50. This level may present a second chance for significant gains. According to fan theory, $658.12 could be the next possible peak level, acting as a resistance that may prove difficult to surpass on the first attempt. The current 3-month trend suggests a potential change of approximately 9.26% over the next 3 months, with a possible return ranging between negative 3.82% and positive 7.71%. Considering the longer term, our 12-month analysis indicates a projected change of 4.68%. Based on our calculations, the stock's performance could vary from negative 12.99% to positive 7.85% over the coming year. In current terms, this would place the future price somewhere between $524.71 and $650.40. Our latest daily update for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF features the headline, "A Green Day on Tuesday for SPDR S&P 500." The SPDR S&P 500 ETF price increased by 0.567% on the last trading day, which was Tuesday, the 10th of June, 2025, rising from $599.68 to $603.08. This marks the ETF's third consecutive day of gains. It will be interesting to observe whether this upward trend continues or if it takes a brief pause in the coming days. During the last trading day, the ETF experienced fluctuations of 0.729%, ranging from a low of $599.10 to a high of $603.47. The price has appreciated in 6 out of the last 10 days and is up by 2.02% over the past 2 weeks. Additionally, trading volume increased on the last day, coinciding with the price rise, which is a positive technical indicator. In total, 6 million more shares were traded compared to the previous day, with a total of 58 million shares exchanged for approximately $35.03 billion. Over the past 52 weeks, the highest price of the ETF reached $613.23, while the lowest price was $481.80. Currently, the price stands 1.66%, or $10.15, below the 52-week high of $613.23, which is also the all-time high for the ETF. Recent developments surrounding the S&P 500 ETF, SPY, reflect both optimism and caution within the market. As of June 10th, SPY is trading above the psychologically significant 6,000 level, nearing its all-time high and marking a third consecutive gain. However, investors are advised to remain vigilant, as this level could act as a resistance point. Corporate sentiment appears to have shifted positively, with less than 30% of CEOs predicting a recession in the latter half of 2025, down significantly from over 60% just a couple of months ago. This change in outlook, coupled with cooling inflation, evidenced by a drop in the New York Fed's Consumer Expectations Index, suggests a more stable economic environment, which could bolster investor confidence and drive stock prices higher in the short term. Meanwhile, Apple Lovin's recent exclusion from the S&P 500, despite strong fundamentals, highlights potential volatility ahead, especially with expected weak second quarter financial results due to the sale of its apps business. This could create short-term fluctuations in SPY's price. Additionally, significant tech advancements, particularly in artificial intelligence, are contributing to a broader market surge, with projections for revenue growth among key S&P constituents. While some megacap stocks have underperformed in 2025, their overall outperformance compared to smaller equities reinforces a bullish sentiment towards major market components. Looking ahead, analysts foresee a potential target range for SPY, placing the next resistance around 6,700. This indicates that, despite current gains, there are still hurdles to overcome. The upcoming inflation data and ongoing trade discussions will be critical in shaping further price movements in the S&P 500 and SPY. The following signals have been identified for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. The SPDR S&P 500 ETF holds buy signals from both short and long-term moving averages, suggesting a positive outlook for the ETF. Additionally, there is a general buy signal indicated by the short-term average being above the long-term average. In the event of a downward correction, support is expected at levels of $597.10 and $576.29. A drop below either of these levels would trigger sell signals. A buy signal was generated from a pivot bottom point on Monday, April 21, 2025, and since then, the ETF has increased by 17.32%. Further gains are anticipated until a new top pivot is established. Volume is also increasing alongside the price, which is regarded as a favorable technical indicator. However, some negative signals have emerged and may impact short-term developments. Furthermore, there is currently a sell signal from the 3-month Moving Average Convergence Divergence, or MACD. Here are some other signals you might find interesting. Moving Average Convergence Divergence, sell signal. Pivots, buy signal, 36 days ago. Bollinger buy signal, 1 day ago. Short-term moving average, buy signal, 12 days ago. Long-term moving average, buy signal, 33 days ago. The relation between the short and long moving averages indicates a buy signal 29 days ago. If we examine the 12-month chart, we see short moving average, buy signal 34 days ago. Long-term moving average, buy signal 22 days ago. The relation between the short and long moving averages shows a buy signal 11 days ago. Remember to visit our page at StockInvest.us if you want to discover more signals. Support, risk, and stop loss for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. On the downside, the ETF finds support just below today's level from accumulated volume at $548.62 and $505.28. There's a natural risk involved when an ETF is testing a support level, as a break below this point may lead to a decline toward the next support level. In this case, the SPDR S&P 500 finds support just below today's level at $548.62. If this level is breached, the next support from accumulated volume will be at $505.28 and $504.38. Generally, the ETF tends to exhibit very controlled movements, and with good liquidity, the risk is considered to be quite low. Over the last day, the ETF fluctuated by $4.37 between its high and low, representing a change of 0.729%. Throughout the past week, the ETF has experienced a daily average volatility of 0.661%. Now let's discuss some potential day trading levels for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. There's no significant resistance from accumulated volume above, which means the ETF could move upwards swiftly under the right conditions. In this scenario, you might consider entering a position and using volume to determine the optimal time to exit. On the downside, the SPDR S&P 500 ETF encounters its first support level at $548.62. If this support level holds, it could present a favorable entry point, anticipating a rebound. Our recommended stop loss is set at $580.16, reflecting a decrease of 3.8%. This exchange-traded fund experiences very low daily fluctuations, resulting in minimal risk. Additionally, there is a buy signal from a pivot bottom identified 35 days ago. Is SPDR S&P 500 ETF a good buy? Several short-term signals, along with a generally positive trend, indicate that the ETF has broken through its upward trajectory, suggesting a stronger rate of increase ahead. We can conclude that the current level may present a buying opportunity, as there is a fair chance for SPDR S&P 500 ETF to perform well in the short term. However, due to a potential false trend break, labeling the ETF as a pure buy candidate is somewhat restrained. After analyzing the volatility and movements from the last trading day, our systems find that the current price is overvalued. For trading on Wednesday, June 11th, we anticipate SPDR S&P 500 ETF to open lower by $1.20 and start trading at $601.88. We remind you that trading involves a significant risk of losing money, and it is advisable to consult with a financial advisor before making any decisions regarding the purchase or sale of securities. Your investment decision should not rely solely on StockInvest.us. By utilizing this information, you accept responsibility for your own investment choices. This is our current perspective on the exchange-traded fund. Do you agree or disagree? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. What is your target for the exchange-traded fund? Remember to show your support by liking and subscribing. We wish you successful trading and hope you have a wonderful day. With best regards from all of us here at Stock Invest.